I mean, yeah. Okay, that was a great episode. I have it all. Like that's so.
We're done here. You can drop me off here.
Yeah, okay, bye. Just get out.
The sun is coming up, are you ready to go? We can take a ride, we can take it slow, yo.
Ooh! Welcome back to the Road to Self-Love. It's your boy Paul Fishman, self-love coach and You Do You activist, here today with Ty Sky. I am so excited. I have been a fanboy of yours ever since I heard you on the Almost 30 podcast.
I love the girls from Almost 30.
Oh my goodness. So for me, self-love is all about owning and honoring who you are and speaking your truth. So instead of me just boasting your accolades, I'd love for you to take a moment and introduce who you are.
Well, I'm Ty Sky. I am a life coach, and I'm also getting my master's in clinical psych. So I also do therapy at a mental health clinic. And I'm really a proponent of cultivating worthiness within women. That's kind of my soft spot. I've been spending so much time, energy, resources over the past 10 years trying to understand why I just have this chronic sense of unworthiness, and why that's not a unique experience just to me. I run a group program called Worthy Women Rise, and living my best life, Paul.
Yes. Oh my goodness. Have you pinpointed where that first moment where you didn't feel worthy came from?
Yeah, it's layered because there's a multitude of influences that kind of cultivates an unworthiness. I think we're pretty resilient human beings. If it was just one thing, I think we would be able to bounce back relatively quickly, but it's a combination of many things. First, it's childhood experiences where we didn't feel attuned to, where we may have experienced relational trauma. We also have intergenerational trauma. Our grandparents, I mean, they experienced things that they didn't process, they didn't heal, and that's, you know, we carry that. Lastly, societal conditioning. I mean, we live in a society that oppresses people based on certain identities, and so the more identities that we carry that our society kind of says is unacceptable or bad or not beautiful or not right, we tend to have more of this sense of unworthiness. So there's a lot of influences that cultivates the worthiness wound, but I think what then continues to perpetuate it is this sense that there's something wrong with me for feeling this way.
We're told that we have to have it all together, but I don't think anyone actually has it all together. I don't even know who's telling me that I have to have it all together. They are.
The elusive they.
Who is they?
Yeah.
Can you explain what it is like to feel worthy?
I think to feel worthy is a sense that you're allowed to exist in the way that you are.
When you said that worthiness is belonging, you framed it so beautifully. Belonging is feeling worthy enough to be yourself. Hearing you reframe it not only supports my healing even deeper, but allows me to lean in a little bit more in a new way.
I'm happy to hear that.
That's what I love about having the show. It's just
it's so fun. Hi, people.
Hi. My work is to support people developing that devotion to their individuality. A lot of people, when we get to the piece of, okay, so you have to decide that you are worth choosing to do this work, I get a lot of resistance.
Yeah.
How would you tackle that?
It's not that you have to decide that you are worthy of it, is you have to decide that it's possible for you to feel worthy of it. Once you open up the possibility, then you start to investigate, get curious. But if you're asking someone to make a decision to kind of eradicate an emotional wound that's so unconscious, it's not gonna go anywhere.
Yeah.
Do you think that we'll ever like fully heal the worthiness wound?
No, I don't think it's healable in the context of our human experience. It's that there's always an opportunity for it to not run the show.
I was thinking like, well then what's the point?
Right,
Like, what's
and
the point of
hear
even
that.
looking at it?
If we don't look at it, we limit the freedom that we have in our lives.
I think now's the perfect time to play the story time game with you. Just imagine like a children's book where the worthiness wound itself was like the main character, and I see it like maybe like a little like a heart with like a broken like piece and
So once upon a time, that's always how you have to start your stories, right? Like there was a little heart named Sally who woke up one day to find a piece missing.
and Sally ran to mommy and daddy heart and
I'm already in love with it.
and was so curious, saying, "Mommy and Daddy, how do I fix myself? Something's missing.
And Mommy and Daddy Heart says to Sally, you know what, Sally, this is a part of the heart experience. We all have to go through this, and this is your opportunity to learn for yourself where to find the missing piece.
And then Sally looks at Mommy and Daddy and says, but that's really, really hard. I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it, Mommy and Daddy Heart.
And Mommy Heart looks at Sally Heart and says to her, you know, I believe in you. You got this, and I'll be here for you every step of the way as you go look for your missing heart.
And Paul wants these parents.
I know!
As Sally Hart takes those words, she realized right then and there that
she was about to embark on an amazing, epic journey, but that she wasn't gonna be alone. It was time for her to find her missing heart.
And then, like the magical fairy god person that Michael Jackson is, pops out and he starts singing, "You are not alone." So anyway, I want to talk about privilege.
Yeah.
I look to some activists who are very passionate,
Yeah.
and I almost feel shame for being white.
Yeah.
I don't need comfort for that, but I want to know, like,
What the fuck to do about it? White men as a whole have tremendous power in this country than any other group. And then the more marginalized identities you carry, the less power you have to exert will over your own life. You can see this in almost every single decision in this country. It's for the benefit of the rich, the powerful, and they are typically also white men. And what it means for you is there are places in your life that were easier for you simply because of the color of your skin or because of your gender. We do have power in our privileged identities, and what does that mean? And that's the big question. If we feeling shame about being white, let's sit with that shame and let's investigate that shame and let's see what else is here. What else may be here is like a devastation of the human experience and the fact that we're kind of putting people into so much pain for things that they didn't even ask for. This is a part of the waking up process, is the shame of it.
so I would love to play classic Fuck, Marry, Kill with you.
Okay.
Spirituality, worthiness,
Ooh.
and privilege.
Oh my god.
I would want to kill privilege. It would be really, really nice for it to not exist. I would like to marry spirituality. Spirituality offers a real intimacy with ourselves if we allow it. And so then I guess I would fuck worthiness. I would like to like get in there and love it all up and then leave feeling like I just have the best orgasm in the world.
Oh my gosh. Listen, you did great with that game. So I'd love to know, what does self-love mean to you?
I'm gonna say self-love is a devotion to our humanity.
Self-love is uncensored.
Yeah, it's about like loving the parts of us that are so hard to love. So devotion to our humanness. That's how I'm gonna define it.